Hi, welcome. This video here I'll be doing an iPhone 8 Plus screen replacement. It will be replacing only just the front screen. The back screen is cracked as well, but I won't be doing this on this video. So we'll be just doing it on the front screen for the iPhone 8 Plus. So the phone is actually power off. There's no battery at all. It's really drained. So the first thing I'll be doing is remove the two screws from the bottom. You can get a prying tool, go ahead and pry it open. So what you want to do is you want to just to cut the adhesive all around the side. As you're going through, you just want to tilt a little bit to separate the screen. And again, as you can see that the screen is really cracked, so there's a lot of broken glasses, and they're really sharp, and they're very tiny and small pieces. So I always recommend you to put a safety goggle to protect your eye. Make sure it's safety first before you do anything on your iPhone. Okay, at this point here, as you can see the iPhone screen, I already have them cut open on the adhesive and it's ready to open. So the iPhone 8 will be open to your right side, meaning that it flipped to your right. So there's a bracket that holds the cable and they're held by Phillips screw. And this one here for the front camera is held by two Y screws. So once you have that removed, go ahead and get a plastic prying tool and pry open the cable or the connector. Same goes to your front camera, the front speaker on this cable. So at this point you already separated the screen away from the iPhone. So the next step, what you want to do is go ahead and disconnect the battery. And this is your battery connector. Now you can put the phone on the side. So here's the new screen. So what I'll do is I'll have the new screen in the description below. You can click on the link to get the new screen replacement for yourself, and hopefully you can follow this video tutorial on how to replace it on your cracked iPhone 8 Plus screen. If you have any question, you can comment below and I'll try to answer your questions. Okay, at this point here, so what you want to do is the new 8 Plus screen, it doesn't have the back plate. It also doesn't have the home button as well as the front speaker and the camera. So what you want to do is you want to transfer all this to your new screen. Alright, at this point here, go ahead and slowly pry the cable The cable is right underneath here. You want to take your time. You do not want to break the cable. So be gentle, go underneath, and slowly separate this together. Okay, once you have that being separated, the next what I will do is I'll remove this entirely. And as you can see, these 4 little gold dots, it is still right with that cable, the flex cable. So you want to go underneath, just enough to separate the double-sided tape. And this way you will bring entirely of this camera away from the phone. Now the reason why I removed this as well, because we are not going to transfer this, but I just wanted to make sure that everything get separated in one piece together. So I can come back here and remove this earpiece. We do not need this because the new screen comes with it. As you can see, that little gold stuff is exposed, right? Because the tape, it is still right on the base. So go ahead and remove this plastic or this tape here. And you want to transfer it to your camera, just to make sure that there's nothing, you want to protect something that is exposed. Okay, all right, let's put that on the side. So the next step I'll be doing is to remove the back plate. So go ahead and get the Y screwdriver. There are 3 screws on one side, and there are another 3 screws on the other side. So you have 6 screws total. Oh, sorry, 2 screws on one side and 3 screws on the other side. So 5 screws total. But you still have to remove this, the home button. Okay, at this point here, what I'll be doing is get a plastic prying tool and slowly gentle pry open that home button and separate the cable together. And you go ahead and get the prying tool, stick it underneath the cable, and slowly and gentle, do not break this home button cable. If you break it, what happens is that you would lose your Touch ID sensor, because this original home button, it links to the motherboard on the phone. So if you break this, you would not able to use your Touch ID. You would end up using just a passcode to log in by using a third-party replacement. Alright, so once you have that removed, the only last piece to do is to remove this. Right here they have this little black adhesive tape, and this tape is the one that tape onto the cable. So you just kind of separate them, okay, away from this. Alright, so this old screen is ready to put it on the side, and let's go ahead and transfer this back plate to your new iPhone screen. So you want to have the cable that go through the bracket, and once you have that in place, go ahead and align them properly. Okay, and then the next thing is to have this tape go back into the position. Alright, so that looks good. This Phillips screw that holds onto the bracket on this side of it. So go ahead and put it back on. Okay, so we have this little plastic, right? You want to push it apart and separate them. Okay, get the home button. You want to go from the front towards the back. Okay, make sure it is aligned properly. And that's how you put the clipper back on. Once you have that in place, go ahead and put the bracket. So the process for this iPhone 8 Plus screen replacement is not that difficult. Just make sure you get yourself plenty of time. There's no rush to this. Take step by step, one step at a time. And you have to rewind the video and watch it again. You're welcome to do so. Alright, so I just want to give some encouragement for you. It is not that difficult to change out the screen. So the next step I'll be doing is to put the screws back on the side that screw onto the back plate. So let's go ahead and put that back together. Alright, so once you have this thing in place, so the last thing I'll be doing is to put the front camera back on. So this cable here, as you can see, there's two little dots, right? These two little dots go into that two dots here from the cable. So go ahead and align it properly. And once you have it in place, go ahead and just kind of press it down. Hopefully that double-sided tape from previous is still sticky enough and holds on to that cable. At this point here, you just want to make sure that this two sensor is aligned in the bracket and it would sit flush right on that. Okay, once you have that in place properly, just kind of hold it together. Get your speaker in place and then flip the camera over the speaker and ends up to that bracket right there. Okay, and while you're still holding it, get this bracket and then close it together. While you're still holding the bracket and all the speaker, go ahead and put the screws on. Okay, once you have 2 or 3 screws in place, you can let go your finger because that should be enough to hold the bracket, and you can come back and finish the rest of the screw. Okay, once you have that all done, so what you want to do is make sure that you have this cable. Let's put it back together. So it's kind of just like a Lego. Once you have it in the right position, you can press it and you will feel like it's being clipped. You can feel the click is in place. All right, So once you have that in place like this, let's move on to the next one. And this one should be for your screen. Okay, and then put the battery back on. So here's the bracket that holds onto this screen here. So go ahead and put the bracket, and there are 2 screws. Okay, same goes to this bracket. Go ahead and put that back on. Alright, once you have that in place, you want to slide the top first to go here in, and then work your way around it slowly, pressing the side of the screen, and that way you should feel the click that clicks onto it. Once you have the screen in place, do not forget your last 2 screws that goes to the bottom. Okay, so I really hope that this video helps. If you have any question, please comment below, and I'm more than happy to answer your questions. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate for your support and your time for watching the video. Alright, so here's how to replace an iPhone 8 Plus screen. I hope you enjoyed the video. And till next time, please take care. I'll see you soon.